Last point, just not really a question, but speaking of independent media, like on Joe Rogan's show today, I don't know if it was recorded today, but it was released today. They had kind of a debate between Dave Smith on the one hand, who's a libertarian, anti-interventionist, anti-war Israel critic, and Douglas Murray, the British, whatever he is, who's fanatically in favor of Israel and wars, who loves wars, he thinks they're all great. There's this phrase I once heard that I once read. It might be something that a lot of people have said. I'm certainly not the first one to say it, but it's really true. I realized as soon as I read it how true it was. I realized that when I was younger, I kind of absorbed this, that Americans automatically add 20 IQ points to any British person who speaks with a posh British accent. They all think, oh, they're so brilliant, so eloquent. And that they subtract 20% or 20 IQ points for anybody who speaks with a Southern accent, an American Southern accent. It's so true. Like people's perceptions of who's smart and who isn't are very warped by those sorts of things. And the relevance of Douglas Murray seems obvious to me, but he went on Joe Rogan's show today with Dave Smith. Joe Rogan doesn't usually have these kind of debates. It got very heated. Rogan was clearly more on Dave Smith's side than Douglas Murray's side. And usually Joe Rogan's audience is pretty favorable to the show. Basically the entire Joe Rogan audience, which again is not left-wing to put it mildly, was completely contemptuous of Douglas Murray. They could not spew enough disgust and contempt for him intellectually, politically, and personally. I don't think I've ever seen Joe Rogan's comment section be that universally disgusted and contemptuous of anybody since Matt Yglesias went on Joe Rogan's show. I mean, I like mean internet comments as much as anybody else, but like I almost felt uncomfortable reading the comment section when Matt Yglesias went on, just because it was so mean, so incessantly mean, so personal. I mean, they hated Matt Yglesias. It was when he had that book out about how America should have 1 billion people in it. And they hated the book, they hated the argument, they hated him, they hated how he looked. I mean, everything about him. But it came close with Douglas Murray. And I think it's so interesting because Douglas Murray usually won't go anywhere where he's challenged in any meaningful way. In fact, after October 7th, we asked Douglas Murray to come on our show several times, and at first he was responding, pretending he would, talking about scheduling, and then he just ghosted us and disappeared and won't come on. He doesn't want to be challenged. He wants to sit back in some chair like he's in a British salon, and just he loves to hear himself speak. He thinks he's so eloquent. He knows Americans are like, oh my God, this is so brilliant. But he will never be challenged. And he was challenged today a lot by Dave Smith and Joe Rogan, and he just fell apart. It's really worth watching. It's entertaining, and I encourage you to read the comment section as well. But it's not just that it was a good internet fight. They talked about a lot of foreign policy issues. He came on, Douglas Murray did, and just became a full-on Karen for the first 15 minutes, whining and complaining to Joe Rogan about how he's talking to people he shouldn't be talking to, people who aren't worthy of being heard, including Dave Smith. That didn't go well, and then the rest of it was just complete fluster. So I recommend that. It was pretty illuminating as well. It's good when somebody like Douglas Murray, a hardcore Israel fanatic, a complete warmonger, someone who wants to send people to war all the time but never goes, is actually challenged, not in an 8-minute cable hit where you really can't get at the person, but it was 2.5 hours, and it's unrelenting, that show. I loved when I was on, but by the 3rd hour I was like, is this ending? It's tiring to focus that much, and when you're getting battered by Dave Smith, and more importantly for Douglas Murray, by Joe Rogan that way, you can definitely see him falling apart very quickly. So I really recommend that. All right. Thanks for watching this clip from System Update, our live show that airs every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Rumble. You can catch the full nightly shows live or view the backlog of episodes for free on our Rumble page. You can also find full episodes the morning after they air across all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and Apple. All the information you need is linked below. We hope to see you there.